Put it onto here as well, so I can make sure I see any questions. As I do have problems seeing questions here. Right, okay, so I can see myself. Fabulous. Got some good questions today. Let me post them into the comments. So good morning, everybody. Happy October the 21st, which is not really something you actually hear very often. If you do have any questions, please put them into the comments and I will do my best to get to them and to answer them. Making sure I've got any last questions on the WhatsApp group. Okay, good morning, everybody. If you are watching, it'd be quite nice to know. Oh, email. It'd be quite nice to know where you're actually watching from as well. Please do feel free to drop in where you're watching from. See, I can only see people watching on my phone. I don't know why, not on my laptop. Right, let's get into the questions. Like I say, if you have any questions, please do put them. Oh, I am seeing viewers now. Now, I just want to remind you that these questions, these answers are mine. I do not represent the association or other people or the views of anybody else, and I might be wrong. Okay, so somebody contacted me the other day. There's an article on a foreign website that's criticizing IEMT. It says there isn't any data backing up their claims, and basically it's snake oil. And what should someone do if they ask me about this? So I read the article. I translated it. I don't know what website it was on. And yeah, it was quite scathing about IEMT. And so, hi, Sarah. And so it's like, well, what can you do about it? It's saying that there isn't any evidence, which, to be fair, there isn't really sort of any evidence. I know they have done some brain scans with people. That information's available on the association. They were doing trials in the University of Stuttgart. I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know. Nobody seems to know kind of what's going on. So at the moment, IEMT doesn't really have any sort of empirical data, which, all we have is basically client sessions and, the results from that. So, well, there's no point arguing with these kind of people. And some people say to me, "Oh, I don't like IEMT. It sounds like absolute nonsense." And I always say, "Yeah, you might be right. It might be a complete fraud." It's like who knows. However, here's some interviews with people who I've worked with, and I like to provide the world with overwhelming evidence of what I say and what I do. So I've got, so I believe I can help, I can teach people IEMT over a weekend. And I've got 65 plus interviews on my YouTube channel that attest to this. I believe I can also help people with past negative memories, emotions, and identity stuff. And I've got about a dozen interviews on my YouTube that, again, attest to this too. My advice is not to get into arguments with people online. I know I can say that. I just started an argument with somebody today. It's a bathroom showroom, and it's in York, and so they've filmed this promotional demo, and there's this woman going to a bathroom, looking a bit scared in the mirror, and I'm like, why have you filmed it like a horror film? Why are you commenting? I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so my just say yeah, they might be right. We don't really have any evidence at the moment. However, here's loads of people that we've worked with, and here are the results. Disagree with them, find it easier. How do you work with my in identity? I know there's an I, myself, you, okay. But when I have a client who says I need to get my mojo and positivity back as I'm starting my next company, how do you work with my? So my is an ownership. So my confidence, my mojo, don't really know what that is, and my positivity as I start my company next month. Well, first of all, they're trying to predict a feeling. They're trying to predict a feeling. They want to get this mojo. Oh, oh, hi, Nicola. They're trying to get this feeling back. I, you, I don't really know anything more about this, but so essentially, I would explore the problem. So, who are you without the mojo and without the positivity? By having this mojo and positivity, what would it allow you to do, think, feel, and believe that you can't do now? What is it stopping you from doing? And that's how I would take it. So, I it might be an identity thing. I don't know. But basically, it might be without my mojo, I am useless. I am this, or I feel vulnerable. I feel so. That's how I'd actually explore it. So without the mojo, you could even do an I, me, self, you from the person without the mojo. That could be something, but they're trying to feel positive. Um, Again, IEMT doesn't help somebody to feel something. It's the reverse. It's almost the opposite. You're trying to get them to not feel things, by sort of working on the imprints and working on the emotions and stuff. So I would sort of take it in that I need my mojo and positivity back. Well, send them on a Tony Robbins course or something that hypes them up. If that's what if they just want to feel good, like doing hypnotherapy or doing something like that might really help. Um, if they just want to feel good, I don't think it'll last particularly long, and they might feel quite bad afterwards. However, if you want to explore why they need to have this mojo and positivity, and explore what they're doing now or how they are now without it, you've got some actual gold you can work with there. How do we register for the CPD association events and get the CPD certificates? I don't know. You'll have to. So, a lot of people think that I run the IMT association. No, that's Andy. There's other people with different positions in the association. There's supervisors. There's other stuff. I'm not. I'm being asked to do it. I'm not allowed any responsibility, I think. So I don't know. I don't know. If you ask Andy, post it onto the official group or just drop him an email. I'm sure he'll let you know. Hi all. I'm just wondering if anyone has used IEMT with clients with issues with addictions. Do you have any good outcomes? Thanks in advance. Okay. So first of all, with addictions, you've got to be careful. Um, I always say with IEMT, take IEMT out of the equation and replace it with your name. Can I work with somebody with addictions? Now, there's a big difference between somebody who spends a bit too much money on fruit machines and somebody who's on crystal meth, right? They're both addictions, they're just very different things. I have worked with people who've got certain addictions and certain addictive personality, should we say, which I find very interesting. Um, if you actually look on my YouTube, with a client interview, the guy who was drinking too much, who was a chef, he was actually drinking the cooking wine and cooking sherry in the kitchen when nobody was looking, that kind of stuff. And he was drinking to get away from this feeling of mania, as he described it. So once we worked on that, his is this because he does want to drink, he just doesn't want to have to drink uncontrollably. So so again, it really is to do with your training and your experience and how IEMT could be used in there. And also clients who have issues with addictions. Well, what are you doing within the addiction that you're going to use IEMT for? So this is a very big sort of umbrella question. Can IEMT be used on X condition? Well, what if you sort of really niche down, really kind of chunk down and specifically ask what IEMT can be used on a very particular thing for, and might be able to give you a more direct answer. So the answer I can give you at the moment is I don't know, maybe. It really depends on what they're actually suffering with. What are their problems? What's actually going wrong? I've just done a CPD session with Andy via the association. The sessions are on the website. Yeah, did you get the certificate though, Karen? I think that's what the question was. Um, so I don't know. Like I say, I've worked with people with addiction issues, but not serious addictions. And things, even if you work with somebody who's addicted to like sort of alcohol or something, you can't just stop somebody drinking. It can actually be very dangerous if they don't detoxify in a controlled environment. Um, so you've got to be really careful with addictions, like drug and alcohol addictions. What I find at the moment is a lot of this things about scrolling addiction, like doom scrolling. So I don't know anything about that. I've not helped anybody with that at the moment. If anybody has, please do comment below or please comment in the groups later on, because that'd be interesting to know how you actually do that, because I don't know. Just wondering, is any? Oh, that's the same question. A question for today, please. A client has said the following things. Would they be complex identities of K pattern? I bury myself in work and it's not good for me. I am a good person. Why is this happening to me? Where's all the love going to go if I can't be a mum? I can see there are feelings associated with these statements, but I also feel a bit like they're identifying themselves. Thanks, Matt. Okay, this is quite interesting. So, I bury myself in work. It's not good for me. Well, you can break that down straight away. So I bury myself in work. It's not good for me. But I'll take the identities of I. I'd also look at the feeling of buried. So I buried myself, and it's not good is also a feeling you can work on for me. Um, you can see if there's anything to adjust on the me as well. So I, myself, me, identity, bury, and not good emotion. I am a good person. Okay. Why is this happening to me? Well, that's cause and effect. When you say this, what is this? What is this happening to me? Why is it happening to me? Well, why wouldn't it be happening to you? Why is this happening to me? Where's all this love going to go if I can't be a mum? Well, where is this love? What is it? Do you know what I mean? That I don't. If I can't be a mum, so you can. Yeah, yeah, it's quite a tricky one that. Where's all this love going to go if I can't be a mum? I'd start with the first ones and to see where it goes. Where's all this love going to go if I can't be a mum? Well, what's it like having all this love and for it nowhere to go? It might be frustrating. It might be debilitating. I would then look at the kinesthetics of that actually. Uh, hmm, I don't know. Bury myself in work is not good for me. I assume so. This person wants to be a mum and she can't be for some reason, or she hasn't got a partner, or so. Because if that's the case, it might not be a therapy issue. Um, so I've worked with some sort of fertility kind of helping people with the stress and basically that kind of guilt and stuff. But um, it might not. If she's single and she's wondering why she can't be a mum, that might be the problem. So again, I don't know too much about it, but I would certainly break down. I bury myself in work is not good for me. I'm a good person, fine. Why is this happening to me? Cause and effect. Well, why is it happening to you? Why wouldn't it happen to you? And who's this me that it's happening to? You can definitely work on the identity of this me that it's happening to. Where's all this love going to go if I can't be a mum? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't believe that love is kind of is a physical thing like that. So I don't really know how to explore that further. The way that I'd explore that further is probably using like a metaphors of movement type of approach. So what is this love? Where is it? Where is it now? And you know what I mean? You can sort of actually play around with the actual metaphor itself. Hi Matt, how do you know whether to take on a client or not? And do you provide refunds if IEMT isn't successful? Okay, so when I get somebody to who wants to have sessions, they'll also, can we have a chat first? I'm like, yep. First of all, I want you to fill out this form and send it back to me, and then we'll do a free consultation. Well, it's a no-cost consultation, which we'll book out an hour for, and this consultation will be under the same conditions that if we go ahead with sessions, will be under the same conditions. So that means you need to be at home or somewhere quiet, somewhere you're not going to get disturbed, somewhere that you're going to have a good quality connection, maybe a headset. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Can I ask some questions first? The first step to do is to follow, just to fill out this thing, and then to provide this. So I don't allow a few questions first. I do have an information pack that I send them. The thing is, if somebody cannot read an information pack or book or fill out a form, I'm not going to work with them. I know that sounds bad, but I know that from doing this for a long time, if somebody can't follow simple instructions, they're not suitable for IEMT because IEMT needs both people working in the same direction. I'm leading it, but I need the person working with me in order to achieve outcomes. If they cannot follow that, IEMTs are a no-go for them. They probably need counselling or I don't know something else. Um, when I when I get the information pack back, the form back, sorry, it tells me whether I'm going to be able to work with them or not. And sometimes I feel like I'm not going to be able to work with them because I don't do that type of thing or whatever it might be. And I'll be honest with them and say, I'm sorry, but this, and I will try and refer them off to somebody who is going to be better off with them. And I'll just be honest with them. I won't even offer them a consultation. If I do offer somebody a consultation, I'm already thinking we can work together. I just now need to make sure and to talk about their current situation and what I believe I can and can't help with. Um, but I do make it clear that IEMT is not a solution, it's an exploration of the problem. Sometimes that exploration of the problem does bring up bigger issues, and IEMT is not necessarily the right thing to deal with these bigger issues that have been uncovered. Okay. I only work with people between 2 and 4 sessions. We book in two. Do I provide a refund? No, because I'm not providing an outcome. So you just need to make real sure that they understand that IEMT is outcome free and it's an exploration of the problem. Hi, Matt. I saw your latest interview. How do I go about getting interviews? Well, how much content are you putting out at the moment? Okay, that's the first thing. How much content are you putting out at the moment? Usually the answer is zero. I put out loads of content every week. So I do this Q&A. This now goes onto Instagram, it goes onto YouTube, and it goes onto Google, and it goes onto LinkedIn. I also do other interviews with people. I do Facebook Lives now and again, not so much now because I tend to do the Q&A as one. So if you've got something interesting to say and you're really well known for something, so I've got interviews based off the fact that somebody's Googled how to remove negative memories or can you remove negative memories? They've seen my website and they've then contacted me off the back of that. And also, how many podcasts and stuff are you applying to? Now, usually the answers that people give are none for all of these. So if you're not producing any content and if you're not applying to do anything, then chances are you're not going to get interviewed. If you are producing a lot of content and you are contacting people that are relevant, chances are you are going to get interviewed. Um, Question for today. How would you go on supporting somebody with IEMT who's presenting chronic health related anxiety, fear of death? IEMT is not care and support. So straight away, that's how I'd answer that. IEMT is not care and support. So Um, but I don't know. Fear of death. It's two questions: chronic health-related anxiety or fear of death. Well, I don't know anything else about the case, so I can't really explain exactly what part of this chronic health-related anxiety are you looking to help the client with. So with death-related anxiety, stuff like that, it's generally the process of dying or being dead. Now, I've actually had people come to me who believe they've sinned in this life and they're going to be going to hell and stuff, which is quite common. Um, But I'm not religious, so I don't have any kind of. I have very secular views on life and death. I think that when you die, that's it, and a lot of people don't like that, which is fine. So I don't know how I can support somebody because IEMT is not care and support. IEMT is change work. Now the thing is, with fear of death, the only thing that's certain in life is that you're going to die, and that might be very hard for that person to deal with. But I would want to explore what is the problem. Well, I don't want to be dead. I know. So what's the problem? Well, I've got so much stuff to do. Okay, right, we can get into it now. Oh, when I'm dead, I'm just going to be in pain or something. Right? Okay, so you want to open, if you do take this client on, you actually want to open up the problem to see where the actual issues lie. What is the problem? Because you're going to die, right? So it's working out what's the actual problem with this, and basically how's it how what's the issue? Which I know sounds odd, but I don't know. Again, IEMT is not care and support. It's very important to remember that. But chronic health-related anxiety, fear of death. Well, chronic health-related anxiety, with the health anxiety, 3 pillars. Work out where this is coming from. Again, IEMT is an exploration of the problem. I should imagine if it's chronic health-related anxiety, they're going to spend a lot of time in panic. Okay, what's that panic supported by? What's it what's it supported by? Go through the 3 pillars, work on the K pattern, see how it is. Any other questions for today at all? I am trying to keep these quite short. So yes, you got the certificate. Okay, cool. Any other last minute questions? I'm trying to keep this to like 20 minutes so I can put it onto Instagram without Instagram getting all annoyed at me. Any other questions? It's going to be same time next week, I believe. Yep, same time next week. All right then, guys. If there aren't any more questions, I'm going to say adieu. I don't know what that means. For now. And some people get quite annoyed that I can't give specific answers sometimes. Like, well, I don't know enough about the case. The more specific the question you can give me, the more specific the answer. So saying, can it work with health anxiety? Specifically what on health anxiety? Okay, I don't think there's any more questions. Okay, guys, see you soon. Thank you.